Alright guys, I'm back. I said I was going to show some of the items I got in that subscription box. One of the items I wanted to cover first was this. And I'm shooting up close, that way you guys can see what I'm doing. This is a padlock that is see-through. It's not some easy open thing, it's a legit padlock. They just made it out of this clear plastic so you can understand what's going on in these locks. I'm going to show you here how easy it is to start learning how to unlock things with the kit that came in the box. Just simple explanation here, and hopefully you guys can see it clearly on the camera. Inside here you see these springs, and each one of these has a two-piece pin in it. The pin is actually it's broken. It's like I said, it's two pieces. One piece is inside of the cylinder, and then one piece is out here by the spring. They're not all the same length, and you have to try to line up the separation in order to turn the cylinder. And I'll show you that. We'll get this key here real quick. These are the keys for the lock. So we'll put in a key, and you can start to see how these pins jump. All the pins line up, and then you're able to turn the key. See if we can see the pins as I pull out the key. See how they're all changing? Well, that is what determines if the correct alignment of the pins will allow you to unlock the lock. And then, as you can see, the little key notches line up with the pins, sort of like this. And that's what bumps the pins out of the way. So then, we'll cover, you have these kits here. And the main things you're going to need to start pick locking is you're going to need leverage. You need a tool that's going to turn the, it's going to simulate the turn of the key, because you got to turn the cylinder. And then you're going to need a pick. I've already kind of gone through this, and the pick that I found that works really well, this one here, and from what I've looked up, they're called rakes, and there's different kind of rakes, right? But this rake is the one that I find works perfect for this lock. I'm going to show you how easy it is to get started with picking locks here with these little rakes. First thing you want to do is find a comfortable way to hold this lock. You want to get your leverage, and you want to put it in on the opposite side where there is no pins, because you're going to be working on the pins. So we're going to use our hand here. You're going to put a little bit of leverage. It's better to put leverage after you insert the rake. So now we're going to put the rake in, and I'm going to put the rake towards the side where you see the pins. See if you guys can see this. So I'm going to insert. Now I'm going to start kind of flexing my hand down here. You don't want to put a ton of leverage on the turn. You want to kind of wiggle it as you're using your rake back and forth. I've done this a few times. I've even done this on my door. I don't know if you paid attention. I literally did 2 flicks, and I pulled the rake back twice. And here, I'm going to leave this in here, but I'm going to show you this is already unlocked. That's how easy it is to use something like this. And at first I thought, well, hey, maybe this is just something that only works on this. I used this exact rake and that exact leverage tool, and I was able to open my deadbolt and my door lock in almost the same amount of time. I'll do that one more time. We're going to lock it. Right? We're going to put the leverage tool in here. And we're going to start putting a little bit of weight here. This took me a little, I practiced with it before last night. And now you're going to see these pins start to move as I insert this in here. Alright. See, it's still not open. I'm putting leverage in my hand, and I'm going to start to bump. So I'm going to pull. Oh, see, all of the pins are lined up now. Watch. And that's all it takes. Another really popular way to do this, and it just takes a little bit longer. It is a little bit easier because you're able to see this. But you can actually use a pick to pick in all the pins individually to unlock this. It does take a little bit longer, and what I mean by that is we're literally going to use a pick, and we're going to go one by one, lining up the pins until it unlocks. And it's kind of the same deal. You want to get a little bit of leverage, and you want to stick this tool in here. We'll stick it in. All right, it's in. And as we're going back, we're putting leverage. And what happens is when the pin perfectly lines up, it stays kind of stuck. And the reason you're able to do this, I'd call it an exploit, is because none of these locks, they're not perfect. So what happens is you get tolerances, and the pins will actually start to catch. So here I went through one by one, and there you go. This one takes a little bit longer, but what you're doing is you're lifting the pins up and out of the way, and they're catching on the lip of the cylinder. Here, we'll do that one more time. Locked. See, and just to show you guys that this isn't a trick, look, I'm not going to put the pick in there. I'm just going to use leverage. We can't unlock the padlock that way. Now I'm going to get this pick again, and hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to try to zoom in on these pins. So I'm in, you kind of go at an angle, and you're kind of picking one by one, and you can see that I'm manipulating the pins as I go back. You can see them start to move, right? Now I'm getting to the last pin. Oh, and there it is. I got the last pin. I'm lifting, and I'm trying to manipulate the tension as I'm doing this. We're going to lift and go back. We're going to lift. Now what can happen is if you pick too high, you'll get the reverse, where if you overpick, you'll actually get the pin that's inside of the cylinder will come out, and that locks your pins from the cylinder into the housing, which also keeps you from opening. So there it is again. So that's just a quick little overview. It's an awesome tool to start picking. You don't need very much, and you're able to start unlocking locks. Like I said, with the rake, it took me about 30 seconds to unlock my door handle, and then it took me like maybe 40 seconds to a minute to unlock my deadbolt. And it's the same thing. You're going to stick the leverage tool in there, give it a little tension as if you're turning the key while you're raking the lock. Really easy to do. I mean, I'm doing it while I'm trying to focus on staying in frame here. You know, it's ridiculously easy. I mean, that's how quick that is. And it works on a lot of things. Now, there is a lot of different kind of locks. That's why you have all of these picks. And they all serve different purposes. You have, not all of these are picks necessarily. See, this is a half, they call it a half triangle. And you're able to stick it in and then just zip it out. And they call it zip picking. It takes a little bit of practice. And, you know, you have a lot of different picks for different things. You have an extraction pick. This one is called a harpoon. Whenever somebody breaks a key inside of a lock, you're able to then use this to kind of hook the key and pull it out. So that saves you from having to remove a lock from a door because the key broke in there or something. Yeah, I mean, as you learn, you kind of start learning how to use all these different picks. But it's a really cool tool. You know, as you guys were able to see, I was able to pick this, 4 times. You know, this video is about 10 minutes long. But it didn't take me more than a few seconds to pick the lock. Really cool, fun thing to practice, and it might be useful at some point. That's it for the lockpicking kit. You know, I got this from the Shit Hits the Fan box in the month of August. So, you know, check it out, have fun, get a pick kit. It's really entertaining to just sit there and you're kind of messing around with it until you get these. And you know, you can go buy different locks and start practicing how to do that too. Anyways, that's just a quick video for me. Hope you guys are having a good day. Thanks for watching Adrian Survives. And we'll be putting out another video here pretty soon. Later, guys.